Well, it's been a bit since I've done a review on The Devil's a Part-Timer, but we are back now. And honestly, these two episodes have quite a interesting flavor since it basically goes into genuinely serious mode, especially the second one. But let's go over episodes 17 and 18 of season 2. The biggest highlight for me for this one is more specific that it starts off pretty wholesome. The group are all eating together. However, this is where it is revealed that Emi's going back into Isla to kind of get her head straight. Since, well, as she explains it a little bit later on, she's not in the right mindset. Her mission was to basically kill Mao. However, ever since Alice Ramos came into the picture, and obviously the discovery that her father's alive, things have been more complicated. It's no longer as simple as it was when the series first started. Now there are people that they care about. Mal and Emi have grown so close to each other that they are allies now, well, even if the two of them refuse to admit it. So Emi thinks, well, the best way she can, clear her head would be by going home and kind of just getting her mindset back in order. However, she promises to come back, which is the most biggest problem, is that Emi kind of goes missing, and the group know it and they can't contact her for 2 weeks, which is actually longer than what her friend was able to, at the very least, get something, but she noticed that something was off. However, that's getting ahead of ourselves. I mean, once Emi leaves with Alice Ramos, since, the big thing is that Alice is the sword, so Emi needs Alice. So once they leave to enter the Isla, Mao kind of goes back and sees that Ashia and Urishihara are basically trying to get Mao to spend money because they're happy that Emi is gone and not being a bothersome, which Mao clearly scolds them because they're not supposed to waste budget no matter what. So even for nice things, they can't waste money. So as I said, a time period waits where everyone's time is passing and they're all sort of worried for Emi's sake. Even Susanoo is kind of worried since she hasn't heard anything back from Emi. Which, they start kind of talking that something's off. Chico's also worried since she's also noted that something's off. Like, the group knows that she's gone, she's not communicating, something's amiss. Mao kind of just calmly says everything should be fine. Like, he still has faith that Emi is not in any kind of danger, and he just continues on with his life. He goes to get his license, but he ends up interacting with two people that will be relevant in a moment, because as he goes to take a test, we have Emi's friend who comes and tells them that something's been way off with Emi, since she did had communications with her. However, after that, she just suddenly cut off. But what's also odd is that she called on a mysterious number, which red flag something's wrong. And that's not even all. Chiho's school suddenly starts to get cloudy, and then, the whole area is filled with rain. Eventually, Susanoo gets a Chiho link message that, something's off at her school and needs help. So, that's basically how the episode ends. The two of them go flying, which Emi's friend is dumbfounded and completely confused. Ashia just face palms because, now she knows. Overall, pretty good episode. Shows one of the characters being gone, which is kind of a pitiful point. Actually, two, now that I think about it. But on to the next episode. Episode 18. For this one, it's just basically explaining, at least at the beginning of the episode, what the hell is going on with Chico's side of things. Which is just, a demon is quite literally walking around, which clearly gets people's attention. A demon like this, just randomly roaming around, can be problematic. And then it shows Mao, he's probably about to take a test, so he needs to cut off all communication. So it shows why, in at least in the last episode, why it was sent to Susanoo. So we do have Mao confronting someone that looks like Alice Ramos, being that it is the sister of Alice, Asiavala. Quite a weird name if you ask me. Anyway, obviously Mao has detected that these two are from Ente Isla. So we do have the man who is eventually confirmed to be Emi's father. It does seem like Mao notices that since these two kind of are from Ente Isla and they're suddenly there, that this is the first clue into probably finding Emi, and even questions the man, which he kind of starts kind of going frantic a bit, because, I mean, the dude is probably wasn't expecting that his daughter was there, let alone going back to Ente Isla. So it means that, yeah, something's going up in Ente Isla that requires Mao's attention eventually. Going on with the episode, finally Sadao does get notified with Susanoo's screams that, yeah, something's going on with Chiho and her side of things, which prompts Alice Ramos' sister to suddenly start floating them in the middle of public just so she can get them first to Sadao's place before taking Sadao into Chiho's school. Now, Chiho herself goes to communicate with this demon, since, well, he's gonna start causing havoc, and yeah, she's able to at least stall him long enough for Susanoo and Lucifer to come into play, which I like the fact that his wings are suddenly white rather than the classic black, showing that the celestial force he gathered was something compatible with him, even though he's a fallen angel of sorts. But we also have Ashia kind of in the middle of an issue, since Rika knows that something's off, because there's no way that Susanoo and Urishihara can just jump the way they did and fly off. So Ashia's put in a position where he's trying to lie, because he doesn't want her to know, due to the fact that more people knowing could be a problem, yet you can see right through it. But before he could try to say anything, Mao, floating with Emi's dad, is right there, giving her even more confusion. But this also means that Ashia gets a chance to interrogate him. He gets a bit more information regarding who this man is, but something happens right by the end of the episode, is that we have knights appearing, which is a problem since they're there for him, only because they aren't accounting for Emi's friend being there, and there's no way they probably know that Emi's dad is there. So the only explanation is there's a diversion happening at Chiho's place, and currently he's weak. So yes, they're probably there mainly for him, which he notices and knows that, well, that's a problem. But while that's kind of going on, we do have, as I said, Susanoo and Urishihara arrive to basically hold off the demon. We have a certain character from earlier at the beginning of season 2. She basically has sensed that something's off and heads off into a random direction, though I have a feeling that she's going to be the one to save Ashia from his situation. Either that or end up taking on the demon along with Susanoo and Urishihara. Regardless of what happens, I believe that this episode quite literally puts the stakes that, yeah, Ente Isla, as I said at the last episode, Ente Isla is probably where Mao is going to have to head to figure out what the hell's going on, as well as regarding Mi's situation that she's suddenly missing. The theory goes that perhaps him naming her as a new general could be a problem for the people of Ente Isla, since that would mean that the hero has turned traitor. So that's a possibility. And since this demon has ended up calling Chiho as this general while also kind of mocking her because she's weak, it might be true, and maybe Emi is in a lot more danger than the group realized. Overall, another fun episode.